Hi, you're listening to
Dead Dad Disco
with me, Matty.
And me, Marina.
Together we're exploring the complexities, memories and laughter around the grief of our dead dads.
So maybe you like disco.
Maybe you don't.
Maybe you like talking about your dead dads.
Maybe you don't.
Either way,
we hope that you can get something from this.
Well, hello again, listeners. We are here and it is episode 8 of Dead Dad Disco.
Is it definitely episode 8 though?
It is. I have promised. I did check this. With you, actually. So if it's wrong, we can blame Matty.
8 is actually my lucky number.
9 is mine. You didn't ask, but it is. Yeah.
So that's it. And today the guest we've got on is Jonny. Say hello, Jonny.
Hello, Jonny.
And I'm really excited to have Jonny on. Not just because it's our first male guest.
Woo!
So this is really exciting. But yeah, also really looking forward to this episode.
We have wanted Jonny for a long time, actually.
Yeah.
We've had to hunt him down and convince him.
I did ask if I could come on because I've been really enjoying the other ones. And I saw Matty on New Year's Eve and said, I'd really like to do Dead Dad Disco. So I kind of feel really honoured that you allowed me to come and join you and be a guest.
Absolutely.
And we only had to pay him £50 to say that, listeners.
The important thing about men, Jonny, and I think you'll appreciate this and being brought up with this motto, you should never be without a Jonny.
No.
Never.
Let's mock our guest within 30 seconds. You can tell he's a friend.
That joke never got old.
Never got old. Oh, I was really...
Can I borrow a rubber, Jonny?
I've only been thinking about that for the past week. Like, I can't wait to put that in. Oh, there we go again. Hey! Oh, God.
And that's about the level that this episode was.
Excellent. I do like a dad joke myself. Yeah. But you're not a dad. So
I'm not a dad.
Technically, you don't have the credentials to do it. I actually got given the card at the antenatal. So
you are a dad.
In fact, I'm obliged to do them.
No one, this is a sad moment because you bringing that up, that means that nobody is going to be able to be a guest on Dead Dad Disco who will be talking about me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
What about Kenny, if Kenny ever learns to speak?
Kenny will never learn to speak. Well, Kenny's a dog.
Kenny's a dog.
Kenny's a dog. Before social services get involved.
Well, you never know what's around the corner, mate.
No,
you never know.
You never know.
But anyway, we are very happy to have Jonny on. He's a very good friend of ours who I know our listeners are going to really appreciate hearing his story. So thank you for agreeing to come on here.
Shall we start the show as we always do and check in with each other?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay. Shall we start with Jonny? Jonny, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm generally good. It's been up and down. I've just been evicted. Got 2 months to leave my flat.
Oh,
so it's like, but you know, I'm doing Dead Dad Disco, so it's ups and downs, isn't it? You know, I'm a little bit, when I'm a bit anxious with the eviction and stuff, it's, I do get a little bit manic, so I apologise in advance if I go off on a bit of a manic phase at some point. You know, it's like sort of social Tourette's, really. I just blurt out something really, really stupid and inappropriate. And then I was like, oh God, edit. So,
I kind of feel I had a little bit of social Tourette's then because I was stopping myself from doing like a big brother, like Davina. Jonny, you're a bit evicted. And then I thought, Matty, do not.
It's not the time.
Not the time. But then I just did it anyway. So
you did it anyway. Yeah. I've always liked your honesty in that, Jonny, and that's great. Well, it's not great you get evicted. That's completely not what I meant.
It could be worse. You know what I mean? I live in St Leonard's, not Tehran.
Yeah.
I'm going to get evicted. I'm not some giant orange git not going to fire a Tomahawk missile through my bathroom windows, you know.
That's very true.
So it's perspective, isn't it?
That's true. Life has ups and downs.
Life's a roller coaster, as some wise man said. Was it Ronan Keating?
Yes, Keating, yes.
And he said you just got to ride it.
Yeah. Although I think it could be love as a roller coaster, maybe, or was it? Anyway.
It should be life.
But I mean, it is a bit of a roller coaster. You stand around for hours waiting. Yeah. Waiting. Like the queue at Alton Towers. You're waiting for something exciting to happen.
Yeah.
And then it suddenly does, and you shoot yourself and you go home. That's life, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Oh, God.
Oh, so brilliant. I'd like to say as well, we haven't mentioned this yet, so listeners, if you are listening, please go and check out the photos that will come with this episode, because Jonny has turned up tonight with the most fantastic and Dead Dad Disco appropriate outfit. Could I just ask you to describe your outfit to the listeners? What do you have on, Jonny?
Well, I'm wearing a Day the Dad blazer jacket. It's part of a suit. And I have a mirrorball crash helmet, which is mainly for safety because I rocked up on my skateboard. But
Yeah.
So I got the disco hat and the Dead jacket.
It's fantastic.
And I'm a dad.
And
so,
you're a dad.
Perfect.
It's fantastic. And yeah.
Do you know, I actually got stopped when I it's a little bit early, so I thought I'd better have a fag.
Yeah.
So I sat sat by the park in Belmont,
Yeah.
on the wall there, having a fag, and a car drove past. And then suddenly it reversed back, and these two ladies were going, "Love your helmet, love your helmet. Boy, I love your outfit. Why you going to a disco?" I said, "I am. I'm going to a Dead Dad disco." And they said,
Then he drove off.
"What's that?" I said, "Some friend of mine, they do a really good podcast." So I gave you a nice plug.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Paid promotion.
Yeah, drive-by podcast plug.
Yeah, like that. Well, you look absolutely fantastic, Jonny. You always do. You always get compliments on how you dress. And for just the listeners to get to know you, you are actually a fantastic... Is it longboard that you skate on?
Longboard, yeah.
Longboard skater.
Yeah, I
as
don't
well.
do the little boards anymore.
I'm looking at it now. It is a
Just
very long board.
Parks and ramps and stuff are just going to break bones. I'm old. I am old. I'm 61.
Wow.
62 this year. So.
You are the coolest looking 60-year-old I know. My kids adore you. I remember we were going to I know we're going on a tangent here, and Jonny rocked past on his longboard, and the kids were like, "Who's that?" I was like, "That's Jonny." They're like, "No way!" Very, very cool.
But you're never too old to start skating.
Yeah?
No. My gran actually, strangely, started when she was about 69, 70.
No way.
Yeah. But she went downhill really fast after that.
Oh God, I walked into that, didn't I?
I told you, dead dad jokes.
It's going to be a great episode, everyone. Okay, so moving on. Matty, how are you?
I'm all right, actually. I've just rushed back from work, so I'm currently still in my scrubs. So I'm working in a hospital, and so yeah, I've rushed back here. I'm going to do this one a bit all over the place.
Yeah.
Where am I kind of with stuff? I think actually, so rushing about today, and I'm always rushing around at work, and you think that there's no space or time to grieve or anything, but actually there always fucking is, isn't there? Like rushing around. Oh, dealing with a patient. Oh, that patient looks like my dad. Oh, fuck.
Whether you want it or not.
Like,
Yeah.
What? And then you just those moments, these kind of like sinking feelings in your stomach of like grief when it just comes with like least expected. You think that being in like a high paced job that, I do this because it keeps my mind off things. And then I'll do it in a hospital where people are old and die.
And they die.
Not that I deal with people that are dying, but I do deal with quite a lot of old people.
Yeah.
Randomness of emotions is a good thing, really. I mean, like when you're having a really rubbish day and something suddenly makes you laugh out loud or makes you, very nostalgic for something. It's quite cool. I know, it'd be nice if you didn't just get the sudden surprise grief hits.
Yeah.
Like a Jack in the Box.
Like, hello, just around the corner. Marina, how are you?
I saw something that I've been saving for this, which is that grief is like glitter. And at first it's everywhere and it's in your shoes. You might have seen this as well come up. It's a meme or something online. And that after a while you think you've got rid of it. And it's a beautiful analogy for what you're saying there, is that then you'll find a piece in your sock. And at first you'll be like, oh, no, I've got time for this. But as it goes on, so it's been quite a while since my dad's died, you will come up and it will actually turn into a nice memory of what that glitter was in the first place and why it's there. And that's where I'm at, is having a nice place about those memories.
That's nice.
And also a special shout out, because we were looking at our emails this week, and a special shout out to the sister of our last guest, Rachel, who emailed in with sister rivalry to be like, I'd like to tell my side of things, which I really enjoyed. We will be potentially bringing her on as guest, so I won't say any more. But that hit me of like, it's not just you that goes through grief of a loved one. There are so many others who do.
Yeah.
And how different that is for each person. I just found it really fascinating. I spent a lot of time thinking about that this month. Whilst hiding in a hole and coming out now and then when the sun came out. It's like, maybe I can be in the outside now.
That's it.
And then the rain came back and I went, no. So that's me.
Nice. Jonny, what's grief like for you, or like, is there anything around grief that you kind of want to talk about? I guess it's quite...
Yeah, well, I was kind of interested because I listened to the other ones and you know, all these different people's versions of grief. But I almost feel cheated that I didn't get to grieve my dad. Actually, I know this is Dead Dad Disco, but if you ever do a spin-off Dead Mum Disco, it's the same kind of deal. I didn't really grieve my mum's death for a different reason. I did, but in a different sort of way. But yeah, my dad didn't really grieve because, I mean, I've thought about it, and I think I had to even ask my brother when I knew I was coming on this podcast. I thought, shit, I don't even know when he died.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had to ask my brother, and I had a feeling, a rough sort of era, because it was around the time when my marriage was going down the toilet. So I was a bit self-obsessed and preoccupied with what was going on there, and also he was, by that time we'd almost become estranged anyway by then, because kind of what happened is when the happy times of my dad sort of ended when I was in my early teens, really, and then my mum left and she went off for another guy, and she went off to live in Qatar, out in the Gulf.
Wow.
And I didn't see her again until I was about 21. And then one day we were coming home from school, and Dad was home, and he was angry and bitter and everything. We got off school one day, off the school bus, and we're going up to the house, and we're met by a social worker who says, you've got to go and live with your grandmother. Pack some things, go and live with your grandmother for a little while. So where's Dad? Oh, he's had an accident. But he'd been sectioned, actually, so...
an accident.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I've got so many questions about, for my dad, if he was around now, I could ask him. I don't really know what happened. I have a feeling he set fire to the house with a paraffin heater, I don't know, or something, I don't know. Or it was just nothing, or he was just going completely, crazy. And, he went into mental hospital, into Digby Hospital, as it was then, out of Southend, where Tesco's is now, in the old-fashioned sort of mental hospitals. And we lived with my gran for a bit, and that was pretty crap. So, and from then he came out of that, sorted himself out a little bit, and then he hooked up with my stepmother. And I've got two sisters. I've got a brother with my dad, and he's got two daughters with my stepmother, and they're about, I think I was about 18 when Emily was born. So
it's a bit of an age gap there.
And Joanna, and they live in Portugal now. They're amazing. But and things were okay for a little while, because Jan was, even though she was actually only about 8-9 years older than me, I was probably nearer to her age than she was to Dad's age. He was one of his, I think she was one of his students, or his foundation students. He was an art teacher, or art lecturer, and so Jan sort of settled things down for a bit, and life was a bit better for a while. It was okay. It wasn't awful like that other period. And then he started to develop a bit of a relationship with alcohol.
Oh, I'm glad it's that, because you made a different action in my head.
Yeah, I was forgetting it's a podcast.
You can't see the visual.
You can't see the visual there.
Yeah, so he developed a bit of an alcohol habit, although he never really ever acknowledged it. And then it got awful, and in my 20s, he was just being when he was horrible when he was drunk. Not a nice drunk. And then he went off to live in Holland in the sort of mid-90s. And I'll just get the occasion. We went over to visit him a couple of times, but you just get the phone call about 3 o'clock in the morning, and the phone was beside my wife's side of the bed.
Yeah.
Pick the phone up. Oh, hello, Michael. I just grabbed it off and said, "Fuck off," because it was literally just brown bottle calls. It was like,
no sense to it.
Yeah, just bitter and angry, and so I sort of become estranged. And so when he died, I was going through my stuff, and he's still your dad. You still love him. But it's almost a relief. It's almost like, oh, thank God,
Yeah.
That sounds awful, and I feel I've sort of felt guilt from time to time for not. But you say a lot of people say the grief's worst at first, and then it diminishes. With me, it was very little, and it's increased.
Yeah,
it's like the other way around, because the older I've got, I think that I've got more of a handle about since I got my own mental problems sort of diagnosed and treated, and I understand myself a bit more. I'm a little bit more forgiving in some respects for some of his things, because I think, maybe he had some undiagnosed issues going on.
Yeah.
And so I'm a little bit more understanding. It's still horrible to live with. I'm not gonna. You can't sort of override that. It's still pretty unpleasant if you're around, especially people who are drinking and they get quite abusive. And he could be very abusive when he was drunk. So it's been a bit weird, but strangely, there's one song which always makes me cry, and it's because of my dad, and it's a song they had some good friends. Mum and dad both had some really interesting friends. He had some friends who's quite a well-known singer, songwriter, if you're in the sort of folky guitar circles, a guy called Whiz Jones. He died last year, and they were really old friends. In fact, I think they knew them back in the days when they were beatniks in Newquay.
Oh wow!
And Whiz wrote this song about my dad. It was about the time when my mum buggered off to the Gulf. My dad was running around saying he's going to go out and kill her and all this sort of thing. And that's actually, some of the lyrics are like...
really?
Wow.
He says he's going to get a gun and go out and shoot her and stuff like that.
Wow.
It's called 200 Miles Away. But it's beautiful. Honestly, it is. It's a beautiful song.
That's really nice.
And it's...
So that's quite a nice thing.
And I cannot listen to that without tears. In fact, now I'm even welling up thinking about the song. Yeah, it's actually... Yeah, it's really, really powerful, and I suppose I do my little grieving then.
Yeah,
I can put that on and put that on YouTube and
it's having the
and
space
grieve for 3 minutes.
Yeah. Have a timer.
That sounds really nice to have that kind of thing.
I mean, it's a lovely thing to have somebody write a song about you. It's like, it really is. He's a fantastic guitar player. He's played with. I mean, you say you have to be in the sort of the circle of people who know that sort of thing, but. He played with like John Renbourn and Bert Jansen, people like that. He's very well known.
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen. This is diverting off my dad. Bruce Springsteen, when he opened his big concert in Berlin, he opened with one of Wiz's songs, which is pretty impressive. And nobody knew who the hell's Whiz Jones. But
wow.
He used to be the guy we used to go camping with in Cornwall every year, and he was just in the tent playing his guitar. And I thought everyone could play the guitar like that. I didn't realise he was some sort of maestro. I just thought everyone could play the guitar like that. He was brilliant. Yeah. Oh. So it's a lovely thing. So it reminds me of the awful moments. That was around a period which was really, really traumatic. But it also reminds me of Whiz and his family and the long summers we used to have with the Joneses in Cornwall.
God, what a mix.
It's like a real mixture of emotions, and about my dad, and it's for me, it's a really powerful, emotive thing.
It's a good thing to have. Yeah, I can see totally from you sharing that why you feel robbed of being able to grieve. Because in that period of it happening, there was just so much happening, and just no space you could give it because you're in the thick of dealing with it.
And I think I was angry as well. I didn't really get hold of my anger issues. I mean, my dad never got hold of his anger issues. I mean, I think I have now, by and large.
Yeah.
But, so I think that didn't help.
Yeah.
You know?
And I bet there's a lot of people who feel like that. It's nice to have this perspective and have it, because you said so clearly there. The standard thing is it's a big lot of grief, especially if you've had lovely bonds and great memories. But I had an interest. I've had lots of interesting chats with you over the years, Jonny, but it's nothing to do with the podcast. Talking about that generation of parents as well, and how normalised things were. And I think we must have been at some do where there were young children there, but they went at a decent time. It might have been the Christmas do. We had a lovely Christmas do with friends, didn't we? And you and I started chatting of like, that was very different when I was growing up. And nice to share that actually a lot of us went, I bet there'd be a lot of people listening to this who went through that as well.
Yeah.
Whether their parents had a bad relationship with alcohol or not, it was a lot more common that you basically got abandoned in the pub garden.
That was,
That was
a lot
the
of my
norm.
childhood was sitting in beer gardens. If you're lucky, you had a family room.
Yeah, if you're lucky, it was an indoor space. You were allowed to nick
But
a
if
packet
not,
of crisps.
and the crisps and the cokes would come out, you know, in gradually larger intervals. The more pissed they got, it's like first off, you get one after about 3/4 an hour, half an hour.
Yeah.
Next one would be about an hour. And then it'd be like 2 hours. Because they're getting more and more pissed and forgetting about you,
And it was so normalised back then. That was so...
And then driving home, absolutely pissed.
Yeah.
But yeah, my dad had some pretty... Yeah, he always... I mean, drink driving home. I mean, there's one story about my dad. So this is his mindset. So we were in Exeter, and we lived out on Dartmoor near Oakhampton, little village. We grew up in this little village, and Dad was in the one car, his homemade car, the buggy, and my mum was in another Triumph, and we were in convoy, and me and my brother were in the car with me mum, and we were following Dad, and so we're going through the country lanes back to towards South Seal, because obviously he was drink driving, so you keep off the main roads because you don't want to see the police but they just absolutely pissed us. So we went up over Red Hills, and just you got into the countryside on the road to Whitstone. Dad was in front, and Mum was like hitting the hedges both sides. She couldn't even keep the car, like she was just like. So my dad stops the car, right, and I was about 11 or 12. My brother was 11 months older than me, so which always got me. 11 months. I mean, after you got a 2-month-old baby. Oh, I fancy another one. Anyway, sidetrack. So my mum's on it. Dad stops us. Obviously, Mum couldn't drive. Obvious solution. We park that car up. We all get in the other car, drive home, fetch it in the morning. No, we won't do that. My brother will drive. And we're still carrying on convoy. So my dad's in the car in front. My brother's driving. I'm in the back. Mum's in the front. Pissed as a fart.
Brilliant.
My brother was like, we
How old was your brother?
About 12.
Yeah,
but we did have, great childhood. That's a good thing about my dad. We had great childhood. We had motorbikes, and we could drive cars around the fields.
Yeah,
we learned to drive when we were really little and stuff. And health and safety wasn't invented then, was it?
No.
So, but it's still an insane idea, isn't it? I mean, what the hell?
What in the world?
Why would you do that?
But it happened.
Yeah, it did.
It
That is,
happened.
very true.
Tell us about your dad. What was his name?
My dad was called Michael.
Michael.
But normally Mike to a lot of people. Mick to some.
Never cool.
Never cool.
Michael.
Michael's not really
We always go for Michael, Mike, but never cool.
All right, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Why not?
I thought you were just saying his dad was never cool.
Cool.
I was like, mate, that's
Never cool.
He wasn't really ever cool, but right.
Yeah.
But it's true. Why that? Why did they call me? Why did they call me John and not Athon?
Or Nee.
Because I'm actually a Jonathan.
You're Jonathan.
Yeah, but there's a reason why I've gone back to being known as Jonny. Because for a little while, it's actually around my dad, actually, incidentally. Yeah. Because my dad used to I'd see him be in the pub when I was a sort of underage drinking age. And my dad would see me and come, oh, Jonny, hello, Jonny. He's like, oh, God, it's very cringe. So, no, just John. I'm just John. Nice, plain and simple, John. So I'm John at work, right? But and I suddenly realised after my dad died, actually, that it's actually a term of endearment, really. And I was Johnny when I was a little boy. So, and the people who really close to me and love me and like me tend to call me Jonny anyway. So when I introduce myself to you guys, I'm Jonny. So if I'm walking down the road and somebody goes, "Here, John," I think that's some wanker from work.
It's a good code, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't even need to turn around. Yeah, I'm a nerd. Yeah. So it's handy having two names. But having two names, talking of two names, yeah, so my dad was called Michael. Yeah. But Mike, Mick and Mary my mum was Marion, so sometimes Mick and Mary to some people.
Yeah.
But in his older years, in his bullshitting period, he changed his name, not by deed poll, just by dad poll, to Miguel, and not just Miguel, Professor Miguel. He had cards made up. Professor Miguel Beart-Albrecht. Fucking bullshit.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But yeah, Mike.
What did you see him as? A Mike or a Michael or
Dad?
Just Dad.
Yeah. And he was a sort of skinny, wiry dude. Big walrus moustache, usually with stubble, sometimes with a beard, like proper 70s porn star moustache, you know.
Professor Miguel does sound like the best porn star name, to be fair.
Normally stubble, normally wearing like jumpers with like really tatty jumpers and jeans like with the holes from like the whole knees, these skinny knees sticking out. Yeah. And if I picture my dad, I picture him squatting down on his haunches, sort of with his welding rod, welding something up, his welding torch, with about a quarter of an inch of rolly sticking out of his mouth, and every now and again trying to keep it alight and just stop welding and just put the torch sideways and with his welding torch and try to relight his fag off his welding torch with a bobble at, and pretty scruffy. He very rarely dressed very smart. He was a.
Where did you get your fashion sense from then?
Well, to be honest, I used to just be very ordinary. I think, so that's an interesting thing. I think from my parents, not just my dad, my mum.
Yeah.
I grew up, so we grew up in a fairly unusual household. So I kind of got a bit used to standing out a little bit. But then I sort of just blended back in for a few years.
Yeah.
But it was always in me, and to be honest, Pascal brought that out. You know Pascal.
Yeah.
You both know Pascal, friend of ours, and she was an ex of mine and good friend still. And she kind of brought it out of me. It was always there. Yeah. It was always there. I didn't take much encouragement.
Yeah.
Like Matty's birthday. I came in to see Pascal. We were going to see Matty had a birthday. He booked a boat to go down to the double locks, the nautical thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you turned up as Nana Jean, do you remember?
In a sailor suit. Yeah.
That's right. And then so I met Pascal in the town. He said, "Where's your costume, Jonny?" I said, "Costume?" He said, "Oh, Jonny, wait here." So she went off and I just sat in having a drink. And then she came back and goes, "Oh, what have you got me?" He says, "No, you're going to wear what I was going to wear." I was like, "Okay." It was a little sailor dress.
Yes.
I didn't
even bat an eyelid. I said, "Yeah, all right."
I love her for that.
Because she made me feel it was like kind of okay and cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it just needs that encouragement.
But I think it always had that a little bit in me, just to stand out. So yeah. So because to go back to me dad, the thing with. So he's like that, but he did weird stuff. Like we lived in a council house, but our wall, the front room was wallpapered with Bako foil. So yeah, it was. Yeah. So but he realised that the Bako foil, if you try to put it on the walls, it go wrinkly. So what he did, he thought, right, I'd do this a nice sort of ribbon effect. So he scrunched it all up and then flattened out really carefully and just wallpapered 3 walls of the living room he was an artist, okay?
Oh, okay, right.
And it was the 70s. I
thought it was heat insulation or something, and I've been missing out on this idea.
Just to be dad.
Okay.
And we had his record deck. He was very inventive, my dad, very clever, always making things. We had a homemade car, a homemade boat. We towed behind our homemade car on a homemade trailer.
All drunk.
Yeah. So he had this record deck. So he chased the wires into the wall and plastered over them. So the wires were sort of hitting the wall, and the record deck just came out the wall about 2 foot out of the wall, encased in perspex he took out of an old motorcycle screen.
Wow!
So it's like a sort of clamshell, a sort of perspex clamshell with a record deck in it. So living on a little council estate in Devon,
Yeah.
People we did stand out. People thought we were a bit weird, you know, with they had very long hair, you know, long hair, and Mum used to wear caftans, and the homemade car was like you just took this Triumph L, just chopped it down like a mini moke, type of thing with.
He sounds cool as fuck.
Scaffold. I'll show you the photo at some point. Scaffold poles on the front and back for bumpers, and the petrol tank was a fire extinguisher welded. Into a petrol tank.
So clever.
The bonnet was really rough and ready, but the bonnet was just like an old Inventor bonnet with some Morris Minor roof pop ribs on the side, and the hood was made out of a bit of a lorry tarpaulin that he found in a lay-by.
I mean, that is.
He was a bit of a thief as well, to be honest, as well. I just found it, and my mum painted flowers and butterflies on the bonnet. I mean, so the kids used to take the piss out of us and say, you know, your car's made of rubbish, which he kind of was, you know? But and they used to take the piss. But I know that when we used to put into the council estate, you get to Croft Gates, and there's like a little ring road which went round to our house. We'd have to jump out and stand on the scaffold bar on the back and hold on, and we could belt around the estate hanging on the back. No health and safety in those days. You know? So and they used to take the piss, but. Looking back now, they're probably a little bit jealous that they weren't allowed to jump on the back of their dad's car and ride around like Ben-Hur on the back of their. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's amazing.
So it was quite cool, and he's always making stuff like made a bicycle with skis on it for in the snow. And,
wow.
Well, he took like 2 armrests off a sun lounger, and there were the skis, and he just bolted them to the bottom of a bicycle. So,
hang on,
that is brilliant.
A bicycle.
Hey, this one there, Jonny.
And one with a sidecar, bicycles with sidecars, and we used to go up to one of our trips out with Dad was always up to Windown Dump, which is like a landfill. We used to jump over the fence and we used to go scavenging for bits of metal and
I love a good
all
dump
sorts of stuff and bicycle bits and stuff. You know, we used to. So he's proper into recycling back in the day.
Yeah.
So if we used to buy it from the recycling place, jump the fence and nick it. You know? but you know, it's.
So he was an artist.
He was an artist. He was a jeweller, mostly jeweller.
Yeah.
But he did some metal sculptures as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was really talented, really intelligent, really clever.
Yeah.
He knew so much about so many things.
Sounds incredible.
But you know, which I feel really sad about because you know he ended up as a bitter old dude, you know, with a drink problem, and it was such a waste.
Yeah.
You know. Which is, you know, that's sort of things for my grief. That's what it's more. I feel not for what I've missed out on. I kind of feel what he missed out on because of his own self. Because he never dealt with his alcohol problem.
Yeah.
He never admitted he had an alcohol problem. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm a drunk. Like there's a distinction.
Yeah.
But he kind of thought. I think he had this sort of slightly romantic sort of idea of being this tortured drunk artist type of thing. And he was just a fucking drunks are just drunks.
They're just drunks.
They're just a pain in the fucking arse.
But around that period though, it was a bit more romanticised, and that was a bit more normal and okay.
He sort of like idolised the sort of Ollie Reed type people, you know.
Yeah.
I look at Ollie Reed and think drunk arsehole.
Yeah. But it was everywhere. It was everywhere.
Yeah,
everything you watched, and you know, I'm a big comedy buff, and I remember sitting down watching Dave Allen. He'd be getting sloshed in his TV shows, smoking fags, and having a whiskey. You know, forgetting where he was at. So it was everywhere at that time. So you kind of see. So
it was great then because he was like always making stuff for us, and it was always that was fun. That was really good. He was great like that. I mean, it's quite volatile. Mum and Dad, lots of arguments. I mean, there was a time when Mum ran over in the buggy, as we called that, homemade car.
Yeah.
And in Queen Street after they were leaving the pub, he jumped out. Bit of a drama queen. I'm off. I'm gonna. So he jumped out. My mum got in the driver's seat, absolutely pissed out of her head.
Yeah.
And then he jumped in front of the car and he went over the top and he was hanging onto one of the scaffold bars at the back. we were all looking out the back window. He was like, "Oh, Daddy!" Like fucking, like I say, like Ben-Hur going up Queen Street.
We laugh about that, but actually,
can you imagine living that?
It was like wow. So but you know, never uninteresting.
Never a dull moment.
And lots and lots of interesting friends with his art college buddies and and all that, and his other, So it was he's one of his best friends. We used to love, because he was such a good laugh. He was always like, "Well, let's go on your skateboards." His older dude, Chalky, who was an ex-bank robber, which was actually quite interesting. Where he was,
literally never a dull day.
How was his? We do a thing each show where we talk about like dead dad dinners. So tell us about, like, is there a typical dinner that was his? Is there a dead dad dinner? Does Michael have a signature dead dad dinner?
Well, the only one I can think of, really, that stands out, he did used to like making a curry. And so you're thinking about the 70s curries, Vesta curries.
What, a Vesta?
You ever heard of Vesta curries?
No.
Vesta curries, check them out. It's probably on Wiki or something like it. They were really, really, they were awful. It was like, because food in the 70s, I ate a lot of Angel Delight,
I remember Angel Delight,
You know what I mean? It was pretty uninteresting, not very cosmopolitan. Vesta curries were exotic. It was a curry kit. It made like a sticky brown goo. You came with little packets of spices you put in it. It didn't taste anything like curry. It was horrendous. But my dad used to actually try and make proper curry. So he used to go and buy his Jera powder, his Holdi powder, and mix up his garam masala. And he used to go to there used to be a little shop in Exeter back in the day. It wasn't the one on the end of the road here. I think it was York Road somewhere. There was an Indian guy who was like a spice shop, and he'd make up his garam masalas. And it wasn't that authentic because he always used beef, and I don't think Hindus are that big on beef. But it's probably more authentic than the Vesta. But he loved to do a curry. It was actually, they were very nice. They were good. That's as I remember.
Yeah.
My only dead dad dinners I really remember.
It's kind of similar to my dead dad dinner, then, wasn't it? Because my dead dad dinner was a curry as well. When my dad used to make a rubbish curry.
Yeah,
just
out of anything.
Yeah. And then you'd be like, Dad, now I'm like, that was not a curry. Just like you were saying now. No, well, I don't think that is. I think that's a curry, actually, Dad.
I mean, if I probably ate it now, having experienced like better curry houses in this country, I would probably think it was probably horrendous. But at the time, I think it was pretty good. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a mark on from the sort of ones the slop you get, like an English curry of the 70s, which was like a very mild, like a gravy, mildly curry flavoured, vaguely curry-ish dish with like slop, often cooked with mince, with bloated raisins in. What the fuck? Yeah, I hate bloated raisins.
Yes. Do you guys ever think that? I used to think that korma used to taste like warm ice cream.
Okay.
Yeah, you used to always think of it as warm ice cream.
You had a weird ice cream van, that's what I'm going to say.
I was going to say, yeah.
We did have a weird ice cream van, and that's for another day.
That's a different podcast.
That's for a different podcast. So, that's a different court case.
So, when you say Mr. Whippy, emphasis on the whip, was it?
Absolutely. No. I think the ice cream man used to come out, just to diversion from him not being a whip artist. We used to buy single cigarettes from the ice cream man.
Oh yeah,
he used to come around and say, used to go up to the ice cream man and say, Brian. That was my voice when I was younger. Mum wants 2 Super King Black singles. And he'd be like, is it really for your mother? I'd be like, yeah. Of course, it was for me.
I've never heard you sound more like Monty Python, and I'm here for it. Brian's been a very naughty boy!
No, I didn't sound like that, was it? But yeah, the ice cream man used to sell single cigarettes.
Yeah.
I got chased by an ice cream van once. Not the van, the man. He stopped his van, he got out, he chased us. And the reason he chased us was because we'd been throwing snowballs at his van. Now, let that sink in.
Yeah, let that sink in.
Why were we throwing snowballs at us? Why was he coming round in the snow?
Oh my God, I've just got there. Yeah. Oh my God.
He wasn't selling ice creams.
Exactly. I can understand now as a grown-up why he was so pissed off. Fucking hell. Well, they send me out to fucking sell ice creams in the snow. Who's going to buy ice creams in the snow? And then some arsehole start throwing snowballs at your van.
Yeah.
It's like, ah!
But fair game when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Fair game.
Yeah, but it was,
Really nice memories. Thank you, Jonny.
Yeah. I can take down a minute because there's one question we haven't asked, and I do want to ask it. We skimmed over it at the beginning. How did your dad pass away?
well, yeah. And actually, that's another thing. Get back to the grief. He actually died. He had throat cancer.
Right.
So, I mean, who'd have thought drinking tons and tons of cheap wine and smoking little rollies your whole life would give you throat cancer? I mean, there should be warnings, really.
Yeah.
They should have warned him. But, so that's what happened. But on the grief thing, or something I was going to say is, I mean, I sort of felt cheated. I didn't grieve. But my oldest, my two younger sisters, she was living in France, he was living in Holland at the time. And he was a bit of a drama queen. And a couple of times he'd written to her or called her and said, "Oh, you got to come and see me, I'm dying. So, went over there and he didn't die. I don't think she was disappointed that he didn't die. I mean, it wasn't that. But he's like,
You said you were dying, for fuck's sake.
It's like the third time, well, I'm dying. She didn't go over and he fucking died. And she felt really, really bad. And I said, look, I mean, I kind of feel bad for him in lots of ways. I feel bad for him because, I mean, he did do some fun stuff with them when they were little, but they sort of split up when they were quite little. So she didn't get those years that I got, those fun years with all the making the weird bikes and all the crazy sort of trips up on the Dartmoor and the fun stuff we used to do. She didn't really get so much of that, I don't think. So she got more of the crap. So that's pretty shitty. But he was quite an emotional blackmailer type person. He would do that. He would say, "Oh, you got to come and see me, I'm dying."
Yeah.
When we were kids, he was, I mean, hypochondriac. We were kids. He because he's a metal worker, breathing in all these metal fumes. He got he had a blood test because he was not under the weather, and the doctor under the weather. Yeah. So the doctor said, well, it could be a couple of things. One of the things it could be is leukemia. Another thing could be like we could do some more tests. He was convinced it was leukemia. He could practically going around with a bloody black armband on. I remember he was playing Toccata. He had this LP record with Toccata and Fugue. Diddly, but it was a recording in a German church cathedral with one of these huge organs. Wow. It's incredible actually because the bass on some of those pipes are just like whoa. Yeah. I mean, the council house was shaking, but he was playing that incessantly. But so he was a bit of a drama queen, and I think that's not very nice. But so my brother went over there to Holland. He died in Holland, and brother went over there, and it's like.
Did you choose not to?
No, so that was the thing, you see. So my brother went over there and he goes, so I don't know what we're going to do really, because I've been looking into how we get him home, and it's really difficult. If you bring him home, if you bring him in from abroad, you've got to put him in a special coffin and something. It's really expensive, and there's lots of paperwork, and it's really, and all that sort of thing. And I said, you got a roof rack on your car, haven't you? And he went really quiet. But it did. I thought. I mean, it was a joke, black humour. I use black humour a lot, but it did make me chuckle. I thought driving along with this corpse wrapped up in bin bags.
He'd probably approve. He'd be like, "Get on, lads."
I mean, I wouldn't mind if that was me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In fact, I've already got my own ideas, my preferential sort of ideal for my own funeral. You know, but so my brother went a bit quiet. He's like. So what we did, we had him burnt over there. They had a little ceremony with some of the friends he made in Holland.
Yeah.
And then they brought the ashes back, and we had a little get together in Exeter.
Yeah.
But it was fucking annoying. Why do you have to? Even when he died, it was awkward.
Awkward character. So you didn't go over there?
No, I didn't. My brother went over there. I mean, but when he was in Holland, he was in Holland for 10 years, quite a long time. Yeah. And he'd come back to England, and he was just like, everything about Holland was better. He'd drive along, these telegraph poles, we have better ones in Holland. Literally, to that point. I mean, it was ridiculous, And he'd also start talking on Professor Miguel Beart-Albrecht, and he'd talk in pidgin English. And you, what do you say? How do you say? It's like, oh, I'm so used to living in Holland, I have trouble getting the words sometimes. It's like, what the fuck? He never even learnt a word of fucking Dutch. So he somehow lost the use of English without gaining another language. How the fuck do you do that? It's mad, isn't it?
You've got to laugh about it. I mean, we're laughing a lot, but very infuriating. I totally understand.
Yeah, a bit annoying. But
yeah.
I love that.
It was a bit pretentious. It was just like, oh, I've been abroad, and that's why I speak like this, because I have not been English speaking for long. Fucking hell. I exaggerate a wee bit, but it was a bit. Yeah, it was just a bit.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But he's a character. He's a character. That's what they say when they don't want to say he's a cunt.
Jonny, we like to do a part of the show which is kind of, what did he leave you? So, what did Professor Miguel leave you?
Well, lots of questions. Like, why did we all have to duck whenever we saw a police car? Because that doesn't look suspicious, does it? A car driving along. Oh, nothing to see here. Oh, there's a car with nobody in it. Oh, we'll just let that go then. Because we were always driving around with a car with bald tyres, no tax and MOT. It's always illegal. So, but he said, it's the fuzz. It's the old Bill. Duck, everyone. Like, how we used to do it. Although looking back, it might have just been a joke. What actually happened that day when we had the house swarmed by CID and uniformed people when he was accused of attempted murder with a firearm. What actually happened that day? Because I did ask him. He said, I'll tell you on my deathbed. And he never did. So I don't really know what happened. If anything at all. Possibly. A bit worrying. I've still got like the evidence bag. My Gat gun air pistol, they took it away for ballistics testing. Straight up, honest truth. Probably a predisposition to mental illness. That's seriously probably a little bit of that. And a sort of sense of not really giving too much of a shit what other people think.
That's a good thing to be left, most
Which is
definitely.
Good.
Yeah.
On a very finely tuned bullshit senses and an aversion to bullshit.
Yeah.
Because he could be a mega bullshitter. For no reason. Like he was painting these roofs. He had his little job. He was going to, his little mate Chalky, the bank robber. We're painting roofs, and they spoke to this guy, and they said they got this job. He's going to paint the roofs, but first he's getting the moss off. So he told him at long length. So I get very long-winded, and he went into one of these long-winded things about this amazing brush he had. Where he's going to get all the moss off. This special broom, magic brush. He was going to get all the moss off and all that. So he rocks up at the job to do the job, and the guy just saw him unloading the stuff off the car, and he goes. And the guy just said, "Oh, where's that brush?" He was just kind of interested because my dad had gone on at length about it, right? And it's a perfectly plausible excuse. Oh shit, I forgot it. Tell you what, pop home and get it. Lunch when we stop for our lunch. Yeah. And then he had to come up with some story. It was like, right now, and it was always weird tangents, like, right. So now we stopped in the village. I went to Bill Holland's because Lil, my next door neighbour, she wanted me to pick up some potatoes. So we went in there, and I'm not saying it was stolen, but it could have been when we went. It's like the guy just look at him like, what the
hell's going on? Yeah.
Why he just when there's a perfectly plausible, sensible explanation, he just come out with complete bollocks, which is really annoying sometimes, especially when he's a really intelligent guy. Yeah, you just think, and there's so many interesting things he could have said about him, and why resort to bullshit?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like he left you loads. It sounds like he left you loads. It's funny, your last one.
Trauma, yeah.
You said about him that there was just so many interesting things. Is there anything kind of embarrassing or a story that you want to kind of finish off on like about? Just leave us with something. Leave us with a story about your dad. Like an embarrassing story. Something annoyed you about him or something like that.
Yeah. It's embarrassing, and it's like the bullshit thing, actually. I mean, there's loads of stories. I did think this, and I thought, well, this podcast is only an hour-ish.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't got 3 days, because honestly, there are so many stories.
Yeah.
That, but yeah, the one, I guess the one was the bullshit. An example of him being the bullshit and embarrassing was when me and my ex-wife, before the parents hadn't met. So we thought, it's about time the parents met. So Dad and my stepmom Jan, and her mum Brian and Pauline, mum and dad Brian and Pauline, we met in the Grapevine at a little restaurant in Crediton. We went out and I thought, oh God, Dad's going to be pissed. It's going to be really cringy, you know. So I was like, So we go in there and Dad is a little bit pissed. I thought, oh God, here we go. But it wasn't too bad at first. Bit awkward because, well, to be fair, they're both doing it. I think instead of calling Brian, he kept calling him Malcolm. And instead of Brian calling Dad Mike, he was calling him Keith or something like that. And then he goes, "Oh, Malcolm, you must try some of this lovely cheese." And he put this little bit of cheese on his plate, but it wasn't cheese; it's one of the little bits of butter. Right.
So it's like a weird man-off.
And then he made a big thing about sending the wine back because he was a wine connoisseur and he knows all about wine because it was the wrong temperature. Send this wine back, it's the wrong temperature. And this is a guy who would normally be drinking wine out of a Tetra Pak carton at 10 o'clock in the morning. Like, fuck off, connoisseur. You know what I mean? So that's all fine. But so the thing about bullshit is, I mean, he could have spoken about so many things he knows about. Lots of things he's done, lots of places he's been. He could have talked about the Etruscans and their art. He could be talking about some of the techniques in making jewellery and lost wax casting and
all his brilliance,
ancient Egyptology or so many other things he could talk about. But no, he's going to tell a farmer, right, that he knows all about farming. You cannot bullshit somebody who knows that's their day job. But that was all right. If he's going to make a prick of himself, I'm just going to sit back and think, oh, right. But he tries to rope me in on it. Oh, of course, Malcolm. Yeah, we, me and Jonny, my good friend Charles Moss, we went and lambed 120 sheep on one night, you know. It's like, which is like, and I'm looking at it and I thought, I'm not going to get dragged in on your bullshit stories. I just wasn't going to do it just for the sake of like, not embarrassing him. I just said, no, we didn't. I remember that. He goes, oh, but you wouldn't remember it. So how old was I? Oh, you were only about 7. I said, well, I'm sure I remembered lambing 120 sheep when I was 7. and it was like, clearly Malcolm, Brian, whoever, didn't believe him anyway. Because he's just like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
Why did you have to do that? And that's why I hate bullshit. It's just like,
you call it always.
And if you're going to do it, don't do it. I mean, it's like, you know, you wouldn't go up to a nuclear physicist and start telling him about, you know, fusion and cold fusion. I mean, you wouldn't do it, would you? No. You know nothing about it. Leave it alone. But yeah, this is why, you know, just when I hear somebody bullshit,
it brings your dad back, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a trigger.
Oh, that sounds really nice. Yeah, thank you, Jonny, and thank you to Michael.
Yes,
Michael,
Professor Miguel.
Miguel.
Thank you. Yeah. Cheers, Professor Miguel.
Yeah,
and thank you, Jonny.
I feel like there is still a myriad of stories.
Yeah. I feel like we'll have to have Jonny on for like Professor. It must be like the tales of Professor Miguel.
There is another thing. That's another thing I have got from him as well. Actually, the propensity to tell long rambling stories with totally irrelevant tangents, right? And I'll insist on telling them to people even though I know they've probably heard them before, just so I can bore the one person who hasn't actually heard it yet.
I think you're too hard on yourself, Jonny, because you always like room up
never
with
take
your
yourself
stories.
too seriously. In fact, I'm always surprised when people take me seriously, because I fucking don't.
And that is why we love you.
That's why we love
That's
you.
why we all get on.
Well, thanks, guys, for today. Thank you, Marina. Thank you, myself. Thank you, Jonny.
Thank you. It's been really, really fun.
It's a really nice time.
It's always fun sitting in a room with you two guys. It really is. And it's really good. You made me feel really relaxed and
Good.
Good.
yeah. And it's actually good to actually talk about my dad, because I mean I know there's some shit talk in there, but it's nice to talk about his good sides and stuff.
Yeah, just to remember.
Yeah, which is really deserves it, really.
Yeah, and so do you. I think that's the point for the ones who are left behind. A parting thought from you, Jonny, about grief. From you.
I think it's a very individual thing. Don't ever judge anyone else how they're dealing with things. You know, you hear about people. Oh well, it's only been a year and they're off with someone else now. You know, it's like who are you to decide when their grief should begin and end? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or people who think they should be grieving more, or people think they're grieving too much. I mean, we all have our own different paces, our own different reasons. We've all got our own stories, haven't we? Life's so complex, you know.
Yeah.
There's so many different layers that can, you know, create these emotions. So, yeah, I think it's a very individual thing. Embrace it, what you have.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And remember, humans are all ridiculous, really.
We are.
Oh, should we say a massive thank you to Jonny? Thank you for being brave enough to be our first man on the show as well, but also...
I'm here. I'm also a man.
Yeah.
No, thank you. And yes, we'll look forward to the next episode.
Yes, we will. That's a bye from me.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks for listening to us, turning grief into giggles and loss into laughter.
We're sharing these tales to help others feel less alone.
We're just getting started, but we would love to bring guests in for future episodes.
Got a story? Want to disco with us?
Get in touch with us, links in the bio.
Let's make grief a little less grim.